who concern themselves with the dunya and making their life good in the dunya. They sacrifice for the dunya. They sacrifice their time, they sacrifice money, their bodies, all for to get something or get what they call getting ahead in this life. However, those who practice piety, those who fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they implement what has been commanded and they avoid what has been prohibited, the hereafter is better for them. It is better than this dunya. So those people who have piety and who realize and they make sense of everything, I'm not saying that they don't work in this life to provide for themselves and their families, but those people who are practicing piety, they understand that the hereafter is the goal. That the meeting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the Day of Judgment is the true preparation. All of this that we're doing here for the 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 years that we are here, it's all preparation for the meeting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And just like in this dunya, when you have an examination, when you're put to the test, the more prepared you are, the better the outcome is going to be. So if you were in school and you have an exam, you study, you memorize, you work hard, then the exam is going to be easy. But if you play around all semester, you goof off, you go to a party, hang out really late, do things with your friends. Now it comes time for the exam at the end of the semester. Now you're stressing. And it's not going to be that easy. Why? Because you didn't prepare. And likewise, it's going to be on the Day of Judgment is the major exam, the major test, or the major is the major account. It's called the major account because we're going to be held accountable for the things that we did here in this life. And there's not going to be a redo. There's no redo. There's no do-over. At that time, there's no extra credit. There's not going to be an extra credit assignment that you can get. Once that day comes, when we meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, either we put forward good or we didn't. So now that we have time in this life, let us make sure that we're spending time preparing for that moment. Because those who have sense and those who have intellect know that the hereafter is better for them. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, وَالْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ لِلَّذِينَ يَتَّقُونَ أَفَلَا تَعْقِلُونَ. And the hereafter is better for those who practice piety or do not have any intellect. So ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us. May Allah ta'ala guide us. Ask Allah azza wa jal to accept from us our good deeds and our righteous actions. We overlook our faults and forgive us of our sins.